Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Not for Thought, a podcast channel designed for psychonauts and psychonautics. Today, I think I'm just gonna talk a little bit. It's gonna be more of a normal podcast, I think. I tried recording this once already, and it turned into a podcast of just like me complaining for about 50 minutes. And I fucking deleted that because nobody wants to hear that shit. And I've kept this podcast fairly positive. So I do want to talk about my plans for uh, Shambhala and concerts this year a little bit more. That's going to be the main topic for today. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to get any interest at all in my last video. And I think it has like 15 views right now, which I think is pretty good. I think that's amazing. Like I said in a couple other podcasts, even one view is enough for me to keep uploading. Um, and I'm sorry that this isn't really a psychonaut topic. I mean, it is and it isn't. There's lots of psychonauts, and there's things that relate to psychonaut topics within concerts and raves. But yeah, there's also some stuff that I talked about in the last podcast that isn't exactly true. But anyway, yeah, dude, last podcast I was just so excited because I found out about these festivals that, I mean, I knew that they existed, but I didn't realize how much fun they would be. And this podcast, I've realized that I absolutely need people. I'm the type of person that I feel like I have to have people with me. You don't. You really don't. Especially for festivals. You don't, but it costs more money if you're going by yourself. It's nice to have companionship when you're going to certain festivals and stuff. So, anyways, I'm sorry if I'm complaining and ranting a bit in this episode. I do want to talk about concerts and keep the vibes right, but I just feel like some of the things that I talked about last episode, I might have hyped up a little bit too much. And I came to a strong realization about some things within the past couple days when it comes to festivals and raves and EDM concerts. I think I was a little too optimistic, you know, because people are people. And yeah, so one of the main things that I needed to do that I wanted to do for the festivals, for Shambhala, I needed to find at least one friend to go with me, you know. And I just have had horrible luck. My own friends, I can't think of a single fucking person that would be down to go with me. Maybe I'll just post on my Snapchat and be like, anybody down for raves and need a rave buddy? But I guarantee you nobody's going to respond because my friends just aren't into that. So I started to go on to some other apps. I thought I would just, for anybody that's curious about trying to make rave friends and looking for groups or friends or whatever for concerts and shit, if anybody's curious about genuinely looking around and trying to find people, this is how I went about it. And I can tell you right now, it did not go well. And that's why the first podcast kind of turned into me just complaining because I was really upset that I'm not having any luck. But I'll explain what I did, and maybe this will help some people. And maybe somebody in the comments will give me some more insight. Yeah, if you're from anywhere in Colorado and you don't mind adding somebody to your rave group, let me know, because it's not looking so good for me. But anyway, yeah, man, last episode, I was talking about how much of a friendly community it is and how open people are to accepting people to this rave community. Everybody seems very nice. There's plur, peace, love, unity, respect, and that's unlike a lot of other concert venues and a lot of other things just in general. Like, that's very different. And so I thought that maybe if I reached out to some message boards, or I went onto certain social media pages or whatever, or downloaded some friend group apps that maybe I would come across some people. And keep in mind, it has only been 2, 3 days since I started looking into finding some rave buddies. I'm gonna take a hit of weed. You should join me unless you're not into that. In that case, just hang out for a sec. Yeah, so I'm gonna really try not to bitch and complain this whole fucking podcast. I'm gonna really try and keep it optimistic and positive, because usually I'm really good about that, but I also trust my instincts, and my instincts are telling me that I'm probably not gonna have much luck. Anyways, yeah, so I go on to Facebook first, and I decide to look up some message boards. There's like, not message boards, but like groups. They have communities or groups, whatever they're called. And I look for Shambhala first, of course, which had its own page, and I don't know, maybe I could reach out onto that page. I haven't yet, I've looked at it, but people don't really post on there like, looking for a group to join. You know, it's much more like, can't wait to join the party, guys. Looking forward to Shambhala. Just bought tickets. You know, it's not like, needing a ride, who's going from where. And that's the other thing, is that there is a rideshare page that's designed to find carpool buddies to travel with, but it's really hard to do that when it's in Canada, and I'm nowhere near Canada. Like, there's lots of people in California and Washington and all these states kind of close to the festival, you know, but then not much from Colorado. There's very few. I haven't seen much from Colorado at all, and I haven't seen anybody looking for carpooling from Colorado. If I had, I would have hit them up. And I've gone through a lot of different pages, and yeah. I looked through it for a while. I mean, it doesn't have, like, that rideshare page doesn't have that much. It has, like, one post a week at most, you know? And it's usually somebody from somewhere that I'm nowhere even close to, you know? Like, I don't know. There was somebody that posted for Texas, I think. I could maybe, I don't know. I think it's just going to get so tedious. And there's not a whole lot of people posting to that Shambhala rideshare page, or the Shambhala festival page. So, I don't know, dude. And I also tried, I thought I tried one more Facebook page. I don't know. I mean, I looked around on different groups and discussion boards and stuff, but I didn't find anything, and it kind of sucked. Oh, there's also like some EDM groups for Colorado, and I looked around on there, and I could try on there. I'm just worried that if I post onto that, my family and friends are gonna see, like, I don't know. I don't ever use Facebook. And I'm worried that if I post onto one of these and I'm like, yo, any rave buddies? Anybody going to Shambhala? Anybody looking for another group member willing to add one? I feel like my family's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you trying to meet strangers online? And it's because I have no friends to do this stuff with. It's hard to find, man. And I'm like, I might as well take advantage of the fact that there's internet and you can basically meet any type of person anywhere if you really want to, but it seems like a struggle for some reason. And like I said, I feel like I overhyped the Plur vibes, and I don't know, man. I think it's more of when you're there. You know, it's when you're there is when people are much more open to, like, yo, let's party together, let's go and fuck around and drink and whatever. That reminds me, I said in the last one that, like, they'd probably confiscate your alcohol and that you're not supposed to bring substances, and they're actually really, really relaxed at most festivals, but especially Shambhala. I was watching this video. I should have shouted this guy out. I think his name is Dr. Autoflower. Holy shit. Dr. Autoflower on YouTube. And he has 2 different videos of Shambhala. But there's one for 2021, and you can see him going through security, and it's super relaxed. The, like, security person is like, just be upfront with what you have. If you have substances, just tell us what it is. The only thing that they weren't allowing Well, obviously, like really hard drugs. Like you could bring psychedelics, you could bring weed, you can bring alcohol, but they weren't allowing whippets and obviously like heroin and meth. I don't think anybody would be bringing that to a festival. Well, I don't know. I also don't know about cocaine, but she only explicitly stated that they were not allowing whippets into the festival. So I guess keep that in mind for some festivals. I don't know. But then STS9, the concert that I went to, there were people just giving out balloons at the end of the festival. That was pretty crazy. Or at the end of the concert. Not before, at the end. Kind of weird, I feel like. But still new to the rave fam. Still, I want to go to concerts, dude. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it optimistic. It's only been a couple days. And I'm not looking for hundreds of people to become friends with. I just need a small group or even just another person that's relatable. I do think that there needs to be a sense of, I don't know, not every group is for everyone, even with the plur vibes and stuff, and everybody is really cool and very like-minded, but I also do think that there are some people that come off pretty creepy and scary. I don't think that they're necessarily trying to be, but they do come off that way. And maybe that's how I've come off. Maybe that's why I haven't been able to make any friends. I don't know. Any rave friends. I do think that you have to kind of find your group, but at the same time, I don't think that that's very hard. I don't think it would take very long if people were as accepting as I thought that they were. I didn't think it would be hard at all. I thought I would just be immediately accepted. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I gotta wait till closer to festivals, or maybe I'm too late. Like Shambhala's 6 months away. Less than that? It's 4 months away? It's just under 4 months away. So it's kind of a little close. Yeah, that's true. No, wait. It's 5 months away. Yeah, because it's in July. Still, that's not as much time as it probably should be. Or maybe it needs to be closer. Maybe people like to plan a little bit closer to the date. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to keep checking in on those Facebook pages, see if anybody needs a ride or is traveling through Denver and can pick me up and let me join their crew. Because just riding with somebody is one thing, but then, what do you do when you get to the concert or the festival? Then you have to have your own campsite, you have to have all of your own food, and you're probably still by yourself. So I don't know, there's also that factor to keep in mind, because I would imagine if you're just carpooling with somebody, you probably purchased a campsite and you're going to be walking from wherever the car is parked to the campsite and staying at the campsite for 4 or 5, 6 days, up to 6 days, 6 nights. I think you're going to be pretty far away from the people that are in the car, So I don't know, dude. That's why it's like almost, unless you have a gigantic tent and you don't mind sleeping with people that are kind of strangers. I don't know, man. The more that I think about it, the more I'm like, I see why it's so hard for something like this. It's not like people usually have an extra space, and even if they do, they aren't willing to give that to a stranger, even in an environment where people are usually extremely accepting. Strangers are still strangers. People are still untrustworthy, and it makes sense because you shouldn't trust everybody, even in an environment where it may feel like you should, like everybody's very warm and welcoming. There's still going to be outliers and people that aren't the same as everybody else, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyways, yeah, so optimistically, there's still some Facebook pages that I can post on. There's this app called Radiate that's meant for ravers to find each other. It's like meant for people to post rave pictures and meet people and groups and plan for events. But again, it seems like it's good in theory, but it's kind of like Tinder, where it's like you'll match with people or meet people and then nothing ever happens. Nobody ever talks to you, or if they do, it's a very stagnant conversation. Not to mention, it is a little weird to think like I'm trying to plan for events that are months in advance. Like, I would try to become closer friends with those people, or at least keep somewhat of a consistent conversation over a period of time, and then hopefully slowly become closer with that person. Like if it's an individual person that I find on an app or a page or whatever, and they're looking for rave buddies, I would definitely want to get to know them, get more comfortable with them over the app or social media first before we even do anything together. And I don't know. Like I don't just want to jump into some random friendship with a person that could end up being some psycho. Because, like I said, there's always going to be outliers, man. Especially when you're talking about festivals that bring thousands and thousands of people. There's bound to be some outliers. Some people that aren't going to follow the rules and do what everybody else is doing. But, yeah, I do think that it's not over on the search, but I went through some apps too, right? Like I said, I went onto Tinder, and I don't think anybody fucking reads the bios. I knew that already, but I think after truly going on there, I mean, I said in my bio that I was just looking for friends, just looking for buddies. And even then it was still like no matches ever. I mean, that just must mean that I'm fucking ugly. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to, I'm trying to make friends on there. And yes, I would be down for more than that as well, but that's truly not what I was looking for. And yet it still felt like I was treated that way. I don't know, man. Tinder wasn't always bad for me. That makes me sound like a total fucking loser. And not that it's entirely wrong, but I'm not quite that bad. I've had my moments on that app, but anyways, trying to go on there for friends was a waste of time. And so then, I've been on Bumble for like a couple days trying to find friends, and I think I've swiped on Bumble Friend. I've swiped on like maybe 30 dudes. And I think 29 of them I probably swiped left on because they were creepy or weird. And I don't mind weirdos. Weirdos are great if you're like goofy and funny and just like to be yourself. But if you're creepy and scary, that's another type of weird that I don't like. Not for me. And yeah, you can definitely come across that, especially when, I don't know, I'm like, am I one of those people? Apparently I am, because I mean, I'm doing the same thing as them, but I like to think that I'm not so creepy and weird and that I'm fun, and I like to keep the vibes right. And I know if I could just find some dudes even somewhat similar to me in the rave culture, I could have such a blast, and I could probably meet like friends for life. But I don't think anybody's willing to just allow strangers into a group, at least not until you're like at a festival. I think it's a lot easier then. I think it also shows a lot more dedication to the music when you go out of your way to show up to a festival by yourself. I think people are a lot more accepting of like, wow, you came here by yourself, join my group, dude. I don't know. I don't really know at all. But, because like I said, I've always had friends to go with to concerts, and now I want to go to festivals, and I don't have anybody to go with that would actually enjoy it. So like, I don't want to bring friends that would suck, that would be like negative or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I thought I would let you guys know that I'm trying to keep it optimistic, and I don't know. I'm new to this culture, this scene, the rave scene and the rave culture, and I might just be way too optimistic. It just feels like it would be the one environment where people would be very open and accepting to most people, especially if you're interested in this. Like Shambhala and music festivals in general kind of just attract hippies and cool people They don't tend to attract weirdos in the bad sense of like creepy and scary, but they are out there. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep searching. I'm gonna keep searching, and hopefully somebody out there will give me a chance. But like on Radiate, I reached out to every person because I was like, sooner or later, somebody's got to reply back, right? Because you can like hey people, which is basically like swiping right on them, I guess, in a way. And if they hey you back, then a conversation opens. And that happened with like 4 people at least, and none of them responded to me. And I tried to be cool, like I was very open and not like, let's be best friends right now. Where are you at? I was just like, I don't even remember. But I kept it fucking casual. I know that. And I wasn't creepy. Like I matched with this girl and I wasn't like, oh, you want to be my rave bae or some creepy shit. I was like, yo, let's start a friend group. Let's start a rave group. And no response. I don't know, dude. It just sucks. I'm putting myself out there, and it feels like I'm just humiliating myself. And it would be the worst to go to a music festival by yourself and expect to like meet people and have a great time, and then just like constantly feel awkward and humiliated trying to join in with people. And I don't know. I could see how it could be such an amazing experience with the right people, and how it could be such a fucking horrible experience if you're by yourself or with the wrong people. I also see how it could still be a shitty time even with friends. Even with close friends, accidents happen. There's nature, weather tends to fuck on stuff, tends to fucking ruin shit, especially at concerts and festivals. If it's a festival and you're camping out and you have to deal with rain, that tends to suck. But also there's Sonic Bloom. I don't have to go to Shambhala. I could save that for another year. Every time I look in to go into Sonic Bloom, I immediately want to start looking into Shambhala again, because Shambhala is just so much better in my opinion. It's so much bigger. The venue itself is massive, and it has 6 fucking stages. I still haven't really seen a whole lot of other venues. I think Lost Lands probably has a fucking ton. I think I was saying that they only had one, but I'd only saw one. They probably had multiple other ones, but Shambhala has like 6 different venues, and they will all be going at the same time at certain times during the festival. It's fucking mayhem, dude. It's crazy. It looks like so much fun, and I want to go. I want to go so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to lose hope, and that's where Sonic Bloom comes in. Is maybe I'll try posting on some of those message boards, see if the fact that I'm 2 hours away from there, because it's on Hummingbird Ranch, and yeah, I'm pretty close to there. Maybe more people will be interested in hanging with me when I'm actually close, and I could easily drive down there. I could make that drive. So yeah, maybe I'll try posting on Sonic Bloom. I'll keep you guys somewhat updated. I try to keep this podcast positive, man. And this is hard. It's hard with this topic because I just think that it's going to be damn near impossible to find somebody to go with. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try and go to something. At least Sonic Bloom. It could still be a lot of fun. I won't have to spend as much money. It's just that the stages are nothing compared to Shambhala. There's way more people that go to Shambhala. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I really don't. But the weather has been known to be fucking awful at Sonic Bloom. And I guess that can happen anywhere. I don't know, man. Yeah, if you're in the Colorado area and you're looking for rave buddies, let me know. And yeah, I promise I'm cool. I do drugs. And I bring good vibes, and lots of fun. I swear. Regardless of how boring I sound in this podcast, I bet. I don't know, dude. I'm just upset that Shambhala is seeming very impossible. even if I had people to go with, it would still be a fucking challenge. I mean, I'd have to put a good chunk of money together. I'd have to set aside, like I said, up to 6 days away from work, possibly up to a week, to like pack and stuff the day before. I don't know. And if I go to Sonic Bloom, I can take less time off. It's not nearly as expensive. I just feel like I have to go with somebody. And I mean, yeah, like a rave bay, a chick would be great to go with, but I'm not being that optimistic. I know that that's a struggle sometimes, even for the alpha males, for the real good looking dudes. I know that can just be torture. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know, man. I'm so excited for the concert season, and we'll see, dude. Maybe I'll try and get myself to go to some concerts at Red Rocks and see if I can meet a group there that will like actually let me into their group permanently. I don't know. We'll see, dude. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. For anybody that's curious, that might be looking for rave friends themselves and want to see how fucking hard it can be when you're not just a total fucking popular motherfucker. I've never known people that are into this kind of stuff. I've always, in my friend groups, I'm always the one that's like doing the drugs and getting fucked up and trying psychedelics all the time and likes to rage at concerts and shit. Yeah, I've always been friends with people that aren't into that kind of crap. Yeah, it's just been a struggle, especially lately. I just thought it would be easy, man. Alright, before I just fucking rant on forever about not getting the chance to go to Shambhala, I'm probably going to end it here. Again, thanks for listening. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. And yeah, I'm going to keep you guys updated somewhat. I'm going to try not to make any more podcasts, I don't think, about this stuff, about planning. Yeah. I know this is kind of a boring podcast about me just kind of complaining. So, sorry, I have some good stuff coming, don't worry. I wasn't planning on even doing this today. I just felt the need to get it off my chest. Because it's sad that I just discovered how awesome music festivals can be. And I want to go so bad, but I don't think I'm going to get to. Because I'm a little intimidated about going by myself. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to cut it here. This has been Not for Thought. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.